I'm sure I don't have to explain to most of you what the challenge list is. This has been for years one of the most popular sites in the game. In fact, I would say around the 2021 era, this was probably the second biggest ranking site in the game behind the actual demon list. And even today, it ranks among the most popular. I would say stuff like the Irreddle, maybe the ILL, are more popular now, but it's still a very, very popular site where it ranks the top 100 hardest challenges, which are levels under 30 seconds in length. And the notable thing that happened today was one of the top 10s here actually received a victor. Now, the reason that that is something notable, since, it's not even a verification, is the fact that out of the entire top 10, in fact, out of the entire top 15, if you do not count VSC over here, then every level here up until now has had under 10 victors. In fact, if you just discount 2 levels in the top 15, it's way under that as well. Because most of these only have like 0 to 3 victors, which is genuinely crazy. It should show you how hard some of these challenges are. And the one that got beaten is Final Fantasy. As you can see, the most recent completion is by a player called Hstorm. And if we go onto his channel, you can see he's been doing this for like 4 years at this point. This is a very old challenge. And yeah, he actually did this as a first list challenge, which is pretty crazy. Now, that isn't that crazy to think about, because he has done 3 main lists in a month. That is actually crazy. In under 2 months, you've done 3 main lists. What? This guy is super underrated. But this completion is extra notable because I'm going to show you what happened.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Well,
Yeah, so what happened was his game just randomly cut out, and then it just said he didn't beat the level. It just didn't register the completion, and that is because of RobTop, kind of, and also his own fault, but he wouldn't have known. He goes on to explain it in the video, which I recommend you to watch, but basically, he is playing this on a GDPS, or kind of form of GDPS, which is a private server, and this one specifically is on 2.1, so this isn't on the actual main servers of Geometry Dash. And so it lets the owners of said GDPS kind of change a couple stuff. It allows for them to rate levels and change difficulties and change the gauntlets. It's a really interesting thing, and there's a ton of cool communities that have emerged from it. However, the reason that that is a problem for this specifically is that RobTop has an anti-cheat, and what this anti-cheat does is if someone beats a rated demon that is under 30 seconds, the anti-cheat will kick in and just kick them out before they hit the end wall and not let them get the completion. Now, obviously, if he did this on the normal servers, there wouldn't be an issue because, as you know, pretty much every challenge on the list isn't rated because they don't really meet the minimum length requirements, or usually they're not very well decorated. However, the problem is, because he's on a GDPS, this rates a bunch of challenge levels. This is specifically for the challenge list, so it just is doing that so you know it's the official one. And because it's rated a hard demon, he now had this anti-cheat kick in, and so it didn't let him get the completion. Now, usually when something happens like this, especially on the actual point to grade demon list, it ends up turning into a massive controversy and drama because a lot of times the record doesn't get accepted in a scenario like this. However, thankfully, that isn't an issue we're going to be having this time around because, as you can see, Hstorm's completion was accepted on the list, and he is the 10th person to ever beat Final Fantasy, which is crazy because, again, this is a top 5 challenge. So that's all I got to say. Just give Hstorm some support. He poured in like 78,000 attempts into Final Fantasy over the years, and he is just a super underrated player. I mean, look at the amount of list demons he's done in just half a year. He's actually goated. Please go check him out. Haven't got much more to say, so peace.